kingdoms, cousins, fight each other a lot. But then, in the days of Ahab, Achav, these two kingdoms join forces. They even marry each other. And then there's a war that Ahab invites his in-law, Yehoshaphat, the king of Judah, to fight together against the Arameans. That's at the end of the first book of Kings. So these kingdoms that are opposed to each other sometimes work together. And then they fight each other again, and then they join forces once more, and eventually, 2 centuries after the separation, the Assyrians come from northern Iraq today in several waves of attack from the 730s to 720 and actually destroy the kingdom of Israel and exile its people to somewhere. The 10 lost tribes of Israel. Across to somebody. Sambation. And then remember our map? During this period, slowly people build their homes outside the Central Valley, climbing up Mount Zion. And what we get is all this. Now the king is Hezekiah. He just saw his neighbors crushed. He's terrified. He might be attacked as well. What he remembers is his great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, David, that captured the water system, right? Can the Assyrians do the same?
Right.
Of course. So he wants to protect the water, and he discovers that this spot in the new neighborhood is lower than the spring. So what does he do?
You just turn
He
it.
transfers, or maybe I should say, he sends the water of the Gihon spring in a totally new tunnel. The spring is at the top of this map. He sends the water underground into a new location. Do I need this fortress? Not only I don't need it, I don't want it. I want no one to know it exists. And they fill up the pool with the city dump, level everything here to one height, and slowly pour all the garbage dump and whatever of the city into this basin, and it just disappears from the eyes of anyone. Which means the spring is forgotten. The water is sent into the city. In Hebrew, lishloach, so it will become the Shiloach pool inside the new part of the city, and that's what most groups arrive here to do. They are right here getting organized, they're switching their shoes, in the bathroom they might be changing clothing, and then they're going to get into Hezekiah's water tunnel, a water tunnel that is more than 500 meters long, crossing under the hill, coming out inside the city. That's a major tourist attraction, and I'll say it like this, also in December and January, many of the groups go into the water. Yes, the water temperature is the same all year round, which means for the summer it's nice and cold and refreshing. In the winter it's actually kind of warm. It's about 18 degrees centigrade, not too bad. Yes, it's freezing cold to later on walk around with wet jeans outside. But yes, that's the system, and many, many groups come here for walking in Hezekiah's tunnel. To walk in Hezekiah's tunnel, you need a few things. 1, appropriate shoes. Please, write for yourself. Walking barefoot is a very bad idea. Why? Because they're metal platforms walking on is not fun. Here and there are little rocks and little holes. You don't want to stub your toe in something. Please. Half the tourists, don't think about it. 2, lights. Flashlights on your phones, whatever you have. 3, this tunnel was never meant for people. It's for water only. If you walk through the water tunnel, you pollute the water source with the dust on your feet. So in antiquity, no one walked through this thing. So they didn't know about this tunnel most of history. It was rediscovered in the 19th century. But that also means that our tourists, especially the average height of the normal tourist in the 21st century, will bump their heads dozens of times in this tunnel. The lowest the ceiling gets is this low.
Wow.
Okay? I'm doing this to frighten you.
Don't do it.
So you will know that with your tourists, you need to be very, very attentive to their possibilities, their height, their width, and so on. Yes, it's a little bit uncomfortable, but tourists will come over to you and say, can I fit through it? Sometimes the correct answer is no, because that's not really fun. It takes anyways quite a while to walk through this 530 meter long tunnel.
Yes.
Minimum time with a very fast group, 15 minutes, normally 25 to 30. When it's crowded, like I don't know what like it looks like right now, easily 4 to 5 minutes in that thing. And that's one of the reasons why in this tour guide course they slowly dropped off the walking in the water tunnel and just found out it wastes about an hour of the day and no one enjoys it. But before the first time you guide it, you'll have to give it a try and feel it and know how it is. And if you're a little bit claustrophobic, it's important to know what that means also for your groups. As someone that is a little bit claustrophobic, I really don't enjoy walking through it. I did it many times, but when I can, I usually would try to avoid it.
Alright.
Yes?
The entrance